Aquarius, hello and welcome to your fall 2022 shape shift reading. We're looking at the shape you're shifting out of, the shape you're shifting into, and what that shape shift looks and feels like. I'm Amanda. I am your reader of Unseen Hands Tarot, and I do these shape shift readings for all 12 signs of the zodiac every season for us to explore in the shifting space. This is an online community of esoteric seekers and sleuths like yourself who are into using tarot, astrology, and other forms of divination to unpack their ongoing shifts, changes, growths, evolution over time through the seasons. So if this sounds like something you're into and this reading ends up resonating for you today, there is a space for you to explore it deeper with support. Okay, on to your reading. This is the lovely, gorgeous new Goblins and Gardens tarot deck. I am thrilled to show this deck and allow it to show your shape shift for the season. So if you're into this deck and you want to have it for your own, you can go to goblinsandgardens.com. Okay, Aquarius, what's going on for you this fall? What's the shape shift? Okay, 8 of Cups. Oh. The Moon came out in your pre-shuffle, so I'm not surprised to see it here, and the Knight of Cups. Okay, that was fast. Let's look at this. It's like you have to leave something behind, but it is, maybe it's even unclear to you entirely what that is. I just want to point out, let's just look at this together here and see what we can see. So 8 of Cups, Knight of Cups, the Moon, this is all cups. This is all water. This is all internal, emotional, intuitive experience. Especially emotionally speaking. I think there's something going on for you emotionally, Aquarius, where you're like, I know something's not working here and I know I have to give something up, but I don't really know what that is. Like, I don't even know what I need to move on from. That's interesting. So you're sort of in this in-between, in the moon space. I'm seeing this for you at Aquarius as the place where the ocean meets the shore in the card and how it's lit up by the light of the full moon being very traditionally a liminal space to exist in, where one part of you knows that something needs to be released and let go of, even if it's sort of murky as to what it is. The other part of you is in the Knight of Cups, where you're almost like enthusiastically like ready with your heart to open to a different experience. But again, you don't even really know what that experience is either. So Aquarius, I think I'm not sure that there's, for a lot of the fall season, this shapeshift may be very unclear. You may just sort of statically feel like you are in the in-between, caught under the light of the moon. And maybe you just are. We've got a lot of really intense full moons this season, specifically the Taurus-Scorpio eclipse axis that's happening. But we also have a full moon in Gemini on Mars retrograde. So it's like, that's not till December, but we've got these full moon markers that are, I think, really important and really illuminating. And they seem to be specifically for you, Aquarius, highlighting this in-between space. That is what they are illuminating for you. The cups is not necessarily clear territory. It's not a cut and dry sort of well, it's not cut and dry. It's water, you know? Earth, dry. Yes, earth is dry. Air can be drying. Air can even cut. But the cups, the moon, this water, you can't cut water. You can't dry water. It's not cut and dry. It is this much murky, much more flowing, much more murky, much more nebulous. You can't really pin down this space. It's always moving. It's always changing. It's never, you know, the same river twice and all of that. So maybe things are coming in waves for you. Waves of like influx. Check this out. I'm seeing the Knight of Cups as like something really wonderful washes up on shore. That's these beasts here. These like almost like translucent beasts are being washed up on shore, which they are the same translucence as the Knight of Cups, that horse sea creature. And at the same time, you know, whatever washes up on shore also has to wane. Okay, now we're back in the moon territory. Whatever waxes must also wane. So the tide washes in and brings this influx of Knight of Cups energy into your space, which could be like emotional sweetness and even romance, or just like a sense, a sort of like rush of, I don't know, I'm just feeling it as enthusiasm. But then that must also wane. The tide has to recede, and that's how I'm feeling this. Like then these creatures sort of recede away, and they even look like the same sort of print as the alligator. Whatever waxes must also wane. Whatever influx comes there must be a recession or a receding. That's the natural cycle of things. And that's something here for you about natural emotional cycles, maybe. We've got all of these things these flowers are blooming under the light of the sun. And then we have this flower that's blooming under the light of the moon. And it's communicating something to me about glimpses of illumination. Actually, the Capricorn reading, the full reading talked about this a little bit, that the full moons through the fall season, specifically the Aries full moon on October 9th, the Taurus lunar eclipse on November 8th, and then the Gemini full moon on Mars retrograde on December 7th. These moons may be giving you these night blooms, and by that I mean internal openings, emotional openings, subconscious openings. Something is happening for you maybe on those through the moon cycles this fall, where you're getting these glimpses, internal emotional ahas, like my jaw dropped and I couldn't undrop it. Interesting. And I would say Eight of Cups, Knight of Cups is actually an eclipse movement. It's an eclipse motion because we have this like washing away with the Eight of Cups. Like what has emotionally accumulated in your life that needs to, that maybe the eclipse cycle will help you take care of it, will help you sort of wash it away. And then, you know, with the eclipse cycle, we get closings and we get openings. We get something leaving your life and something else maybe beginning, endings and beginnings, and they can kind of happen in the blink of an eye. So it's like suddenly under the full moon, this is almost like happening at the same time, maybe in the eclipse cycle. It's like something is receding and something else the influx is coming in a different way. or in a different area of your life, or in a different emotional capacity or sensation. Which is also just sort of how emotions naturally flow, Aquarius, FYI, you know, like Aquarian PSA. This is how emotions flow. This is normal. This is natural. Like, I feel like I need to say that to you. It's okay. But what is this saying? This is also talking about your natural sort of evolution, emotional evolution over time, because we are getting that like shape-shifting, changing evolution imagery here. Basically, the moons are bringing emotional movement. You are having emotion. Your emotions are in motion, waxing and waning and influxing and receding and all of that. Okay, interesting. Interesting fall glimpse here for you, Aquarius. We have to get into this a little deeper now. I'm going to use the lovely Botanica Tarot and see if we can dig into this shift a little deeper. I'm also going to get into it with the Hieronymous Bosch deck. Okay, so I'm going to use some basically different, more gardens, more goblins, and see if we can illuminate this further. If this shift seems to be resonating for you so far, Aquarius, and you want to see the full reading and you want to dive deeper into the full shift experience over the course of the season, the shifting space, it's here for you. Click the link in the description box below, and that will take you over to this space where you can learn more about what is offered there and how it can be this supportive space for you to focus on experiencing this shift and how tracking how it actually plays out for you over the fall season. We've got these built-in checkpoints where we have moments of prediction and reflection so that we can actually see how the shift is unfolding and progressing and have something to reflect back on at the end of the season. So anyway, it's very valuable if you want to shift more intentionally. Okay, maybe I'll see you over there, Aquarius, and we can really get into this now.